Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to York Run Stadium for tonight's game between the Gallatin Colonials and the University High School Hawks. I am Rob Flockovich alongside Tommy Victor. Tommy, we're getting ready to watch Albert Gallatin take on University 2-3, I believe you said before we started. Albert Gallatin rolling high with a 3-1 record. Has to be
I would
the
say
first
the best,
in a very long time.
We
can't even count, but Albert Gallatin, I know I read an article before last week's game, and I know I haven't been around for a little while, but Albert Gallatin looking for their fourth win of the season, which would guarantee a winning season at this point. Or non-losing season, I'll correct myself. A non-losing season, which, I mean, winning season obviously would be the way to go. But the first non-losing season, from what the article said, like I said, in program history for Albert Gallatin High School.
That would be huge.
Yeah, right. And back whenever they were, Tri-Valley and, all the prior to, they were, they were a little more powerful. But if they could pull it off tonight,
I mean, that would be a big thing for the program. Not just the program, but the whole school. It's just you need this big boost in order to help kind of build to get back into WIBBL contention.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll see what happens here. Albert Gallatin taking the field. We have about 2 minutes left before the kickoff. University already on the field.
And I'm interested to see how the Colonials bounce back from losing their first game of the season. I mean, this team really hasn't faced adversity thus far until losing last week in a close game that really could have gone either way. So hopefully Colonials respond positively, are able to generate offense that they have been every game that we've been here. And hopefully defense can continue its stretch of just being a force. I mean, being a curtain that really I haven't seen a team crack the code yet here at home.
Oh, no, I haven't either, Tommy. And honestly, Albert Gallatin's running game has been off the charts. And don't know a whole lot about University. We'll find out very quickly as soon as the game starts. But 2-3 from a school that's usually a powerhouse located in Morgantown, West Virginia. I believe you told me before the game started, looking a little bit younger for University, so that could be, that could be the reason why they're not quite as powerful. But quite honestly, something that we haven't really said here other than this season is they might have their hands full a little bit with Albert Gallatin and that run game that we've been seeing all season so far.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the key for the Colonials is your offense has been doing a great job of generating points, and your defense has done a fantastic job of holding teams to minimum scores. So I feel like you have to make sure that you don't let one slack and then hurt the other, if that makes sense. You don't want to be on defense and start giving up points, because then your offense is going to feel pressured, and you don't want to mess up the balance that they have right now.
They have an excellent balance, and like we said, the only hiccup they've had all season so far as we go into the fifth game now is last week they had stumble a little bit against Allegheny out in Maryland as opposed to the Pittsburgh area. Dropped a game 42-28, I believe, was the final score. So as long as they can get back on track from before, it shouldn't be much of an issue here.
And I mean, that game was close at the end of the third quarter, I believe. I mean, we weren't there, but
no, we weren't there. But from what I understand, it was decently close for a while.
Looks like we're gonna have the coin toss already decided, and Colonials are going to receive the ball.
Yeah, got a return team out there for Albert Gallatin. University looking to kick off. Love the University uniform.
I know. I was just thinking those helmets.
Love the gold helmets.
Slick.
Again, we remind everyone that you are not.
So we're going to get started here. First quarter of action, 12 minutes. For your standard quarter, Albert Gallatin getting set up to receive a University kickoff. Ball going right to left from our standpoint. We're lined up on the opponent's side of the field. We wait a few minutes as they go over the referee crew for this evening. Those guys are important too. We got to wait a minute.
Yep. And I don't know if you mentioned, Robbie, but tonight's homecoming for the Colonials, too.
Oh, yes,
so.
that's great to point out. I was not even thinking. It is homecoming for Albert Gallatin. Great crowd. Excellent to choose an opponent that's relatively close. And University starts out with an onside kick, and University is going to recover the ball on the Albert Gallatin 40-yard line. Now, that is something you don't see.
Yeah, I mean, wow, let's get this game going.
They are getting started quick.
And if there was going to be any type of backyard rivalry, I think that definitely sparks something.
That is something. I mean, at any level to see them start with an onside kick, I mean, that was absolutely – they've absolutely been thinking about that for a while. And bounce right over the first line of Albert Gallatin. It worked to perfection for University as they get set to take their first offensive snap with 5 seconds gone by in the first quarter.
And you could already see the University coaches telling the players, get back,
they're
stay
fired
off the field.
up already. And that's a good case for University here as we get ready for a snap. Man in motion, ball's back, fake handoff to the fullback. Quarterback drops back, throws to the left side of the field. That's going to be an easy reception for Jacob Spearin.
Wow, and you want to talk
right
about
down
a 1-2 punch. I mean, here we go.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. That was just executed to perfection. Looked like a little fake handoff. I don't know if it might have been an option to the fullback. Looked like he wanted to hang on to the ball a little longer. But nonetheless, an excellent reception for Spearned.
And if the Colonials were a little tired coming into this game, they definitely woke up quick because –
oh, they're going to have to after an onside kick and roughly a 22-yard gain as we have a first penalty of the game, which is not surprising. I feel like there's been a lot of those. Going to be on University. Got to back that ball up a couple yards to the 23-yard line.
And I feel like the Colonials are going to have to try to dial up a blitz quick, try to get your front guys into the backfield and hopefully stop this early momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to try to get something going in their ways. University has a QB keeper, and it looks like our quarterback for University is going to be Joseph McBee as he gains. Might not even be a yard. It's going to be tight.
They got back to the line on that one.
It's going to be tight. Looks like they're going to give him 1 yard. So we're looking at what will be a 2nd and 14, just with that penalty. We had to make sure we were right. Another man is in motion. McBee he does not hand off. He's great at those fakes. He keeps the ball once again to the right sideline. Going to get a couple more yards than he did the previous possession.
Yeah, and the Colonials, they were a little too aggressive, tried to bite, try to get some lost yards on that, but
absolutely. I mean, you can follow and you can rush and you can get man in the backfield, but you always got to keep somebody on the quarterback. Yep. You have to keep some kind of spy on the quarterback and some kind of spy on the running back despite what happens, because if you don't, then, you get those little gains as we go to a 3rd and 8 here from the 16-yard line of University. Man in motion once again. McBee's going to keep it like he has been doing, as I think every man on the field is involved in that.
I was going to say, that was a late whistle there. You would almost think that.
Well, we see one thing, Tommy, that University likes to do. McBee likes to run it himself.
And he's patient.
He is patient. He waits for those holes to open, especially that last run. And, he gained a couple yards, average to what he's been gaining the first couple of plays of the game. But we're at a 4th and 4 here. University's huddled. Looks like they're going to go for it on the first 4th down of the game.
And this is going to be big for the Colonials. Can the defense hold?
If your defense holds and you take over, that could erase what happened early in the game with the onside kick as McBee snaps it. He looks like he wanted to option to a running man, and that was just a heck of a hit.
Great stop by the Colonials.
Oh, we got a little extracurricular here.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that's coming from University. I saw
number 75.
I saw Corbin Turney with a little extracurricular activity, nothing serious, but enough to draw a penalty after McBee was brought down from the back.
And definitely enough to frustrate your coach.
Absolutely. And it is confirmed it is against University. I will see. I'm sure that's going to be around the 15-yarder, if anything. But did we get the first down is the question. Not sure if McBee was past the line.
No,
it is Colonial ball. So the 15 yards will tack on to Albert Gallatin's new spot. which will put the Colonials at the 26-yard line with 9:28 in the first quarter. And let's see, Tommy, that was a nice way to stop the Hawks on fourth down, get a little more momentum on your side.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what type of offense we're going to see from the Colonials. They're a run-heavy team, we know that, but we also know that the wide receivers are really good at creating separation. And, I mean, you have to get downfield, and you have to try to get it quick because this University offense looks like it's stacked.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we've only seen McBee, and it's been quite a bit of movement already, aside from the one pass that he threw. But, of course, you can throw the ball to yourself. So.
And speaking of movement, looks like we had a offsides on University. So Colonials, they got to take these free yards and run with them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, whenever you get faked out that bad to start a game, you need to regain. And quite honestly, I mean, with the penalties already, I believe every penalty has been on University.
Yeah.
Maybe Albert Gallatin's getting in their head a little bit, losing, University losing some focus. That's never a good thing. We're going to take a snap. Quarterback keeper. Going to come up round about the middle of the field. Robinson's going to take a heck of a hit.
Yeah,
but he gets back up just fine. Absolutely. I heard that one through the headphones.
That was a good run, though. Solid run. He was able to find the hole and just
of course,
slither his way downfield.
Hey, any first down run is a good run. Colonials 1st and 10 from their University from their own 40-yard line, excuse me. Way Robinson decides what he wants to see here. Man in motion. Robinson going to hand off to the back to Malik Kirby.
He's taking a full stride, not missing a beat from last game we saw.
No,
just a downhill runner.
Absolutely. So we got another first down for Albert Gallatin, thanks to the run from Kirby. Albert Gallatin breaks into University territory for the first time. Robinson going to put a man in motion as he usually does, and we are going to have a flag. It's going to be a false start on Albert Gallatin.
Wow, and that's...
I think we saw a lineman flinch a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it looked like,
yeah. But that's one flag. The University's 3 or 4 already.
Yeah.
And
Colonials are winning the penalty game so far, so
absolutely.
We can keep it that way.
You'd much rather see a little offsides than a personal foul.
Yeah.
So see what happens here as Albert Gallatin now is a 1st and 15 back in their own territory. Robinson's going to have the toss to the left. We're running up the field, up to the left side, and we're going to be tossed out of bounds. That is Bruno Fabricki with a nice run for Albert Gallatin.
Yeah, I mean, that was smooth.
That was a nice toss.
Whenever he gets the ball, you know something special is going to happen.
Absolutely. And we talked the last time I was around. I know I missed the last home game. The last time I was able to be here, we said Fabricki almost runs like a step behind.
Yeah.
But he can run 30, 40 yards like anybody else. He waits for that stuff to develop, and that toss was fantastic. You worry about the toss sometimes. Just got to be nervous of fumbles as we see another one now to the other side, to the right, going to be brought down. I did not quite see who that was.
I didn't, but I saw the hesitation that hurdle.
Yes, yes. Tried to get shifty, but hey, Albert Gallatin is making their way down the field here. After 2 successful toss plays, one to the left and one to the right.
And I can't stress enough how well this offense works together.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is something that we haven't seen here potentially ever. I mean, everybody just is very in sync on that offense. And even the defense, too, even though they're not on the field at the moment. Robinson under center. Puts a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback up the middle of the field. Going to be brought down very quickly. Minimal gain, if any.
That's a good first down call for Colonials. They've been working the outside a lot.
Of course,
Try to bring the defense back inside. Don't let them, cut you off on the outside and take away your big plays.
Absolutely. So after the minimal run, it's going to be 2nd and 8 on the 20-yard line. Robinson's going to snap. He's going to roll out to his left. Now he's going to let it go. Thought he was going to take off with it, but it's a little bit off from Fabricki, hanging on the left side of the field down near the goal line. So now we're at 3rd and 8 for Albert Gallatin from the 20-yard line.
And that's a tough play. I mean, he rolling to the wrong side, and
that's a tough play. And the one thing that we've seen that Albert Gallatin really needs to get a couple tries at is throwing the ball.
Yeah.
They're very successful right out of the gate from running. So, one missed pass on your first missed pass, that's nothing to cry about.
No, not at all.
3rd and 8 from the 20-yard line. Robinson under center. Going to be a handoff to the right side. Looked like the fullback, and University was all over that play.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised on that play call. I thought they were going to try to work it outside again.
I was thinking it seemed like University was stacking guys to the right side of the field from where the play is. I was thinking maybe another toss to the left,
especially with Fabricki on the right side.
With Fabricki on the right side, of course. So that was a 1-yard game from Verano.
But I guess the logic is you're in 4-down territory. So maybe set up for.
Sure, yeah, that's definitely a way to look at it. Just depends on what's all being talked about on the sideline. Albert Gallatin not too much of a field goal kicking team, so we are going to see them go for it on 4th down, especially when they're this close. So we got 4th and 7. Man in motion. Now there's a toss that absolutely would have been successful.
Yeah, he would have had 6 there.
Yeah. If he wouldn't add 6, he would add a first down, if anything.
Yeah.
But we got looks like a timeout call on University, which ultimately was a fantastic use of a timeout.
Yep. Wow, I can't believe seeing that play develop like that, how lucky University was.
I mean, I'm a little farther than you are towards the left just as far as a vantage point goes, and I saw maybe 2 University players that caught on to that. But again, like we said, excellent use of a timeout here.
I'll say, I mean, they knew they were in trouble with the defense they put out there, I guess. So
yeah, they definitely saw it at the right time. After such that having that trick play from the get-go and knocking on Albert Gallatin's door, they were definitely back against the wall after giving up a nice long drive to Albert Gallatin once they shut the door on them. But we'll see if they can get one more stand here, or if Albert Gallatin will keep moving, or if University will take over.
And if you're Albert Gallatin, you had your call there, so now what do you come back with?
That is a good question. Just going to see what happens here on 4th and 7 from the 19-yard line.
A little different formation here.
Like we said, Albert Gallatin knocking on the door. Maybe since University kind of stopped them in their tracks, they want to show them something that they have not used yet.
A pass.
Oh, going to be a pass, and he's wide open. That is going to be a touchdown. He is right in.
Yeah, that was a play call there.
University had a great call and calling a timeout, but Albert Gallatin comes back with an even better play call and just going to the end zone.
Just when I was wondering, what are you going to call to try to come back?
That was it. And like we said, Tommy, if we have to watch one incomplete pass to get one touchdown pass, that's okay.
And I'll be honest, I think that's our either first or second completed pass that we've seen this year. I mean, the Colonials don't pass a lot.
There haven't been many. They are a running team through and through. I mean, the only time that you do really see the passing is the Albert Gallatin extra point is up and good. Albert Gallatin won't kick much more than an extra point. Typically, we'll go for it on 4th down, like we said, which was highly successful call. But, yeah, Tommy, they don't throw the ball much. Even when they do throw the ball, we saw one of the incompletions earlier. But
I think it's safe to say that, Robbie, this Colonial team's fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. As Albert Gallatin takes a 7-0 lead with 5:26 left in the first quarter. Going to be Albert Gallatin's actually already on the floor getting ready to kick off to University. I think that that spark that University had initially with that onside kick has now reached the Albert Gallatin sideline. We'll see how much farther they can ride it.
And that's a growing trend. I wasn't thinking, you weren't here last game. The Colonials have been on the field for special teams almost instantly after the extra point. And it's just, I feel like it's almost an intimidation factor.
It could be. I mean, it's intimidation, discipline, however you want to look at it. It's good in a couple senses. Albert Gallatin getting set to kick it off to University. Ooh, Albert Gallatin going to have a low kickoff. Not quite the kick that we saw University give, but a man in the second line is going to field the Albert Gallatin kickoff, and he's going to be dropped around the 37-yard line. We'll get an official read here as soon as our numbers update. Well, Tommy, let's see what University can do their second time here on offense.
Yeah, I think both teams are settled in now, so we're going to see how they're going to approach it. On the Colonials defense, they know what they're going to be up against now. They see what University is going to try to do. University sees what the Colonial defense is made of. They're a tough group of guys that just
absolutely.
don't break.
And the Colonial defense already sees that University can drive the ball, but they definitely have what it takes to stop them after one drive. See what McBee can do as he hands the ball off to University's left side we're still churning.
Wow.
That was a heck of a way to keep your foot moving.
And that's what happens when you try to hit a guy high.
Oh, absolutely. It's all lower man wins the battle, and that is the absolute truth.
And unfortunately, 2 Colonial players learned that the hard way.
Absolutely. As Logan Raber carries the ball to the left side for University for a 3-yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 7 from the 40-yard line.
7 from the 40-yard line of University High.
I'll tell you one thing I do notice, Tommy, though, despite, maybe young age, University definitely has some size to them.
Yeah, they're definitely not a small unit.
Absolutely, as McBee hangs onto the ball after a couple fakes in the backfield. Going to be just shy of a first down, maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Which that's something different. The Colonials really haven't faced a team their size, top to bottom, and I feel like University matches up well with them physically.
I think they do too. That's kind of what I'm looking at because I'm just glancing through the papers here that we have in front of us, and it's a lot of roundabout 6 foot, which isn't oversized, but at the same time, it seems like they're very matched up.
Yeah.
As University runs a 3rd down play, and it looks like we might have had a potential fumble. A lot of players signaling, but I don't think it's going to happen as University fails to convert on 3rd down.
Here we go again. The Colonial defense going to have to dial something up.
Absolutely, because just judging by the first 2, I'm not sure if they want to play aggressive or not. But, well, I take this back. I was going to say it doesn't look like University wanted to punt, but it does look like we're going to get at least a punting
I'll be honest,
formation.
I was assuming they weren't going to punt.
I would think they would have went for it, but, hey, we'll see what happens here. They are going to end up punting, and Albert Gallatin probably just going to let this one bounce, everybody getting out of the way. And I'll tell you what, for the ball to hit the ground and bounce straight out of bounds and where it was, that is pretty okay for Albert Gallatin.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. University, that's a tough spot to be in because you don't want to not get the first down, and then you're giving the Colonial offense that has been almost unstoppable this year only 40 yards to go. So, I mean, I like the punt call. I mean, it's still a very early game, a very close game. So.
For sure, yeah, for sure. You get your pros and cons either way. But let's see what Albert Gallatin can do on their next possession here. 1st and 10 from the 32 with 3:25 left in the first quarter. Robinson's they're going to go right back to that toss to the right side. He's outside. He had a big hole, but he missed it.
And
he's still on his feet. He's come back to the other side of the field, and this could be big, Tommy. And we got a flag on the backside. Oh, that could have been big. Oh, we have another flag, however.
Maybe offsetting.
Could be offsetting. I did not quite see. I'm going to say, if I can guess, the first flag, just from trying to watch everything, was a block in the back.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the second foul was a late hit out of bounds, but let's see if we can listen to what the referees have to say now that we can do that this year.
Regardless of what the laundry says, that was a heck of a play.
Yeah, that was something. That's one of those plays where you hate to see the flags, but we'll see what we have to say here. Could be offsetting. Typically, when you get 2 like that, is each referee is going to have a conference
especially different ends of the play.
Absolutely. Now it's looking like there was a foul on Albert Gallatin. I did not quite hear what the referee had to say. There was a foul on Albert Gallatin.
They said offsetting.
Was it offsetting?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to follow his signals, even though he does face away from us. But looking like we're just going to replay first down.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We still got 1st and 10 from the 32 here, so definitely move the ball back to where it was before that incredible run. That's a shame that did not count.
I know. That's going to be one to watch. I'm glad we have it on film.
Oh, absolutely. The run by Lang, that was fantastic, but no harm, no foul, I suppose, even though there was a little harm. But Albert Gallatin's going to hand it off to Kirby to the left side. Kirby's gone.
No.
Oh, I take that back. That was a heck of a run by the player from University. That was one heck of a run
Yeah,
down.
because Kirby, he was
I mean, I called it. I thought he was gone. But that was just an excellent come from behind tackle.
It looked like he lost his footing a bit before, though. It looked like he almost stumbled.
I could see that, trying to find a hole, but an excellent run by Kirby. So the 1st and 32 for Albert Gallatin is going to now be a 1st and 10 for Albert Gallatin from the University 31-yard line. So a nice field flipper. Excellent run. I can't believe he came back. That was a great tackle. Robinson's going to snap the ball. He's going to roll out to his right, looking like he's going to keep it. Wasn't too much there.
No.
Was not too much there. So
I felt like he was going to pass it for a second, the way he was looking downfield.
It looked a little bit like a triple option, in my opinion, because it looked like he was looking down the field. I don't know if you noticed there was a guy, I'd say a back, floating around behind him, and then, of course, your third option would be run it.
Yeah.
Run it yourself. So I'm thinking it was like a triple option, but though it did not amount to much, it amounted to 5 yards on a first down play. So
yeah, I mean, we'll take
Albert
it.
Gallatin now has a 2nd and manageable with a 2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line. Clock rolls, about 1:50 left in the first quarter. Albert Gallatin still holding on to that 7-0 lead, trying to make it 14-0. We have another flag.
On the play.
Right as Albert Gallatin snaps the ball. See what they have to say about this one.
False start.
False start on the Colonials. So we'll end up being 2nd and 10 once again.
We do have a delay of game penalty called against the
Oh, I take that back. Delay of game, actually.
Really?
Delay of game is what they called.
That's definitely not what.
Not the most common call in high school football.
It's not what the referee signaled either, so I'm not really sure.
Well,
we'll
take your pick.
We'll roll with it, yeah.
Take your pick.
It's 5 yards regardless, so.
Take your pick. Albert Gallatin getting ready to run the next play. Still can't get over Robinson like he's like sitting on the ground.
I know.
Tosses to the right side for a nice run. Albert Gallatin running down, and he's still on his feet. Albert Gallatin's down to about the 15-yard line.
He was met by a gang of tacklers, too, and he just embraced the contact and kept moving. But, yeah, going back to Robinson, it's just he's always, like,
he's
so
just
close
to sit
to the
on
ground.
the ground. Yeah, and I mean, hey, it's working for him as Colby Barano takes a toss to the right side down to the Albert Gallatin, down to the 16-yard line of University for another 1st and 10. Clock runs. We're approaching a minute left in the first quarter.
Remind you that you cannot leave the gates for tonight's game. If you do leave, you have to head home.
Albert Gallatin drawing up their play, getting ready to snap the ball. Robinson under center. University's getting ready to see what they can put up. Robinson snaps the ball, going to fake it to the right side, hold on to it left. He's going to fire a pass, and it's caught, but well out of bounds by Fabricki.
Goes out of bounds, intended for number 6.
And
Dylan Shea.
then maybe they're going to try to get to the air.
I apologize.
Was that Dylan Shea? Yeah.
Covering on to play number 1.
I see the pink breast cancer awareness. I know Fabricki had a pink sleeve on.
They were both in that area.
It looks like Dylan Shea also has a pink sleeve on, so.
And they're opening the playbook up a little bit,
They
which I'm happy to see.
definitely are, and there was good separation, but was led just a little bit too much with that pass.
That's just a hard side to roll out on for a right-handed quarterback.
Oh, absolutely, as we get ready for the next play. 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. It's going to be a hand off to the fullback.
Yeah, University had good penetration
absolutely. There. Kirby's going to get stopped for one of the few times all season. So he is going to give up 4 yards to make it a 3rd and 14 from the 20-yard line of the University.
I feel like now is the kind of situation you call for Bricky's number.
Well, they did it once. Let's see if they'll do it again.
And hopefully University doesn't get a timeout in time to stop it.
Absolutely, but we're going to have a stoppage of play anyway because it's the end of the first quarter already. So at the end of 1, Albert Gallatin 7 on homecoming night. University nothing. Albert Gallatin knocking on the door. Once again,
And that's not the storyline I was thinking we were going to have after seeing that onside kick. I thought Colonials were in some trouble.
That onside kick and then that initial pass from McBee of University, that was a heck of two play calls. But
like all good
tables
teams
always
do.
turn. Yep. It's not over till it's over. 7-0 Albert Gallatin lead. Going to be a 3rd and 14, see what they can do. As we said before, if they do not get the first down conversion, I can't see them trying to kick a field goal. But
yeah, I mean, that's a far, that's what?
Well, from the 20-yard line, that's a 37-yard field goal if you account for the 10-yard end zone and the 7 yards that the kicker backs up. Albert Gallatin, as usual, first one's on the field. University coming back out after the short conference. And we'll get the second quarter started.
Colonials spreading out a bit.
They're definitely drawing a lot of attention to that right side of the field since it is now flipped. Let's see what Robinson can do here. Snaps the ball. He's back. He's going to throw this ball. He's going to whip it right across the middle of the field to...
I don't
didn't
know.
see anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely had a guy open in the middle, though, it looked like.
He definitely had who I believe is Kirby open. I take that back. I think it is Saunders,
you have to question where that one was going. But we can't see what he sees. I mean, that's what it all comes down to.
We can't see what he sees, and you never know. Miscommunications, this, that, and the other. It happens
field goal
in high school. It happens in college. It happens in the NFL. It's like we do see the field goal unit here for a 4th and 14.
Here we go.
37-yard field goal for Albert Gallatin. Going to try to take a 10-0 lead over the University Hawks. See what we can do. I mean, you missed the field goal. You have University pinned back fairly decently.
It's a fake.
And it's going to be a fake. I don't know if that was a fake, Tommy. I'm not sure if he was faking that. University had probably the best rush that I've seen in a while off the right or the left.
There was
Colonial
no time.
left side of the line. So
that's a shame. I wanted to see an attempt.
I'll tell you what, though. You love to see in a tempo when there's somebody in your face that quick.
Yeah, you can't really.
You either hold on to the ball and give up a couple yards, or you let go of the ball and get it blocked, and nothing stopping University from scoring. As University now has the ball, going to start off on their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. McBee snaps the ball. It's going to be a run to the right side. And Albert Gallatin
all over
that play.
As we've said so many times this year.
Yes, we have.
Tackle made by number 50, Hunter Darnell, the Colonials. And
Hunter Darnell on the stop.
Second down.
We'll see what
about 11
we're looking at. Looks like we dropped around a yard on that rush. So it's going to end up being 2nd and 11 from the 29-yard line. University puts a man in motion. McBee's going to keep it once again. Looks like an option play. He's got a man hanging around on his right side, but McBee doesn't have to give up anything to get a heck of a lot of yards.
And these referees are not blowing the whistle when I would expect them to.
No,
they're
it's
letting them play.
typically you give them a second or two, but these guys are letting them see what happens, so that's okay.
Let them play.
Let them play. As McBee's going to pick up the first down for University. They have a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for University.
And you could definitely tell that was an option play. He
absolutely.
He kept the ball in a position where he could move it if he needed to.
McBee's going to snap it, drops back, rolls out to his left side, looking at his options. Albert Gallatin's going to come and give him the rush, and they're going to bring him down.
That's a good sack, and that's a good read by Dylan Shea, I think.
That's what we're talking about from earlier plays. You always have to have a spy on the quarterback. If you are fully convinced, the credit does go to Dylan Shea for the sack. If you were fully convinced that you know what that quarterback's going to do, then you go at him, and that's exactly what Shea did.
And I like Dylan Shea. He stayed home on it until he knew, okay, I have to go out there or he's going to make a play on me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That was the smart way to go, and you back University up 4 more yards, make it a 2nd and 14 from the 37-yard line. Snap back. Gonna have
Wow.
an awkward kind of handoff in the backfield, but to the left side for a decent little gain.
And that's number
That's
30.
going to be number 30. I have it here, Tommy. It is Logan Raber once again.
And he's a power back. I mean, we've seen a couple runs already
Oh,
where he just doesn't go down.
Oh, he does not go down, and I'll tell you what, 5'10", but 207 pounds. So that's whenever you want to win the lower battle, you don't quite have the height advantage, but whenever you have the weight advantage and you're dense, it's tough to bring you down, and that's a good asset for University to have in the backfield.
3rd and 12. Let's see where they dial up.
3rd and 12 from the 39. Going to drop back, and we're going to see a pass from University. It's going to be a screen. The ball's on the ground, but I think we're going to wave it dead.
That was a good play call there because they know the aggressiveness of the Colonials.
Absolutely. I love the call for a screen on a 3rd and long, but did not look very comfortable calling that play. Did not look like, don't know if I want to say miscommunication or what, but
I feel like
ball hit the ground very quickly.
Yeah, I feel like the linemen were kind of in the way there. They didn't know how to position themselves.
Yes,
it was
that's
just
kind of what
like
I saw.
an
You
awkward.
get to a point where, the linemen hit, don't really know what's going on, and then they might be running a man defense. So at some point you hit the back of somebody as Albert Gallatin lets the punt roll. This time not going to be quite as fortunate, but they are also going to stop University once again on a 4th down and take over from around their own 10-yard line.
That was a good punt.
That was an excellent punt. Excellent punt, excellent bounce for University. 8:54 left in the second quarter. We have a 7-0 Colonial lead. If you're Albert Gallatin, I mean, they do work off of explosive plays, but I'd surely like to see him take a nice, I'd say half of this clock off.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's the one thing with the Colonials. Their offense is so explosive that sometimes they give the ball to the other team too much.
Absolutely. I could definitely agree with that. I mean,
which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I'm not going to complain that your offense is scoring. Yeah.
As long as you're scoring, it's not a bad thing as Albert Gallatin stopped pretty quickly once again.
Number 14, Malik Kirby. Tackle made number 30, Logan Raber.
Kirby's going to be slowed down pretty quick, like we said. Not a common thing that we usually say, but we got a 2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line.
And one thing is, with this offense, even a bad run is still 3 yards, it seems like.
It sure seems like it. I mean, we don't really talk too much about, negative yardage or just gets back to the line of scrimmage. If we do, it's very minimal. Robinson's going to take the snap, going to hand off to his right side, and we got a couple yards once again. Kirby on the carry for the 2nd straight time.
Tackle made again by number 30, Logan Raber.
Run by Kirby and tackle by Raber, 2 for 2.
For Albert Gallatin.
3rd and 4, a familiar spot for the Colonials.
We'll see what we can do here. They've been doing well on conversions total. We'll say we won't limit it to 3rd or 4th down since we've seen a lot of both. Albert Gallatin's going to line up for the 3rd and 4 on their own 15-yard line.
Keeping a tight formation, too.
And we do have a fumble.
That's a costly fumble there.
That is an absolutely costly fumble. I saw the ball hit the ground. I do not see who recovered it. University's getting pretty excited about it.
There were a lot of University players around that.
Absolutely. It is going to be Hawks ball, and like we talked about, momentum swings. It is right back on the University sideline.
And now the Colonials have a tough task ahead of them.
Absolutely. They stopped it once successfully. Can they stop it again successfully? I know we talked about from the first drive of the game for the Hawks after the onside kick. Albert Gallatin closed the door on them from about the same distance that they are right now, but can't be doing that too often as University takes the first step. And it looks like a keeper by McBee, and he once again cannot be brought down after gaining a couple yards.
Joseph McBee. Tackle made by number 58, Ben Cordis of the Colonials.
So it's going to be 2nd down, ball on the 11. He's going to end up gaining 6 from that little scamper. That is successful.
He's a big quarterback. I'm going to look at his.
I just took a peek. He is 6 foot tall, 197 pounds.
He definitely plays a lot bigger, though, it seems
He absolutely does. And I'll tell you what, he looks like he matches up a lot bigger, too.
Yeah.
Number 30, Logan Raber.
Just from seeing him from a distance up here, the closest that he gets, we're lined up on the University sideline. But the closest that he gets is below us, on his bench. But He does look like he has a nice build for sure. University has a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, changing out some personnel. You can see what happens here as University snaps the ball. It's going to be run to the left side. It's going to be brought down quickly once again.
Number 30, Logan Raber.
Raber all over the field for University on offense and defense.
Yep.
Taking blows both ways.
Colby Verano assisting on the tackle.
Colonials force a 3rd down. The scoreboard is off.
Second down and goal from about the 4-yard line of the Colonials.
We'll see what happens here. They might be going with 2nd down. We'll see. The referees have the ultimate call, so
We'll find out, I guess.
we'll find out, yeah. 2nd and 4 from the 4.
Another stop.
Another stop on the left side from the Hawks. Raber going to take it once again.
Red Harb and number 24, Christian Stone, and number 21, James Marvin.
So we're going to force.
Gain of a yard
Let's
on the
see.
ball.
I got a 3rd down on the scoreboard. I got a 3rd down from the chain gang.
And the chain game was on 3rd down last place. I don't know.
Well, that is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess we should be down there. Did it one time. It's not the most fun thing in the
I'm
world.
going to need to bring a counter so we could.
Yeah. Just reset it after 4 every
Yep.
single time. 3rd and 3 from the Albert Gallatin 3-yard line. Looks like McBee's going to hang on to it. And just like earlier, I think every man on the field was involved in that except for a defensive back and a University receiver. Let's see what happens. He is all the way down to the 1-yard line of Albert Gallatin. That's a great stop by the Albert Gallatin defense, an excellent run by McBee. Let's see if University can punch one in here from the 1-yard line. I surely hope they go for it as opposed to kicking a field goal. Got a handoff to the left side, and I think they stopped him, Tom.
Wow,
They stopped him.
Wow.
They stopped him.
This Colonial defense.
They stopped him. It's going to be, it was a keeper from McBee, and they stop him on the 2nd or 3rd yard line.
And if there's a definition of this game so far, that was it right there.
Oh, absolutely. And sure, Albert Gallatin does give up the fumble to give University the opportunity. They just cannot pull it off, and that fumble ends up giving up 0 points. You take about half of the time off of the scoreboard. Now,
that was awesome.
Hopefully they can run down and score once again, but it's just a chess match with the time at this point.
That's a win right there.
Oh, absolutely. That is phenomenal defense, just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, every time you see them run the ball, every time you see University run the ball, I should say, the linemen are just completely overpowered as Albert Gallatin has a nice run to the left side. Tristan Robinson actually going to keep the ball. That's a nice little run to get you out of your own territory.
And they needed that breathing room.
Absolutely. You never want to be backed up as deep as you were, except whenever you stop a team on your own 1-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, then I'll take it.
Yeah, that is fine.
8 to 9 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 1.
So we got a 2nd and 1 from the 12-yard line. We're approaching 4 minutes left in the half. See what Albert Gallatin can do here. Robinson's going to line up under center. He's going to put a man in motion, take the snap. There's that toss that we've seen to the right side of Albert Gallatin. We're rolling down the field. 20, 25, down to the 30, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds.
And his blockers, they kept doing their job. You don't see that a lot in high school football.
No, you do not.
I mean, the blockers were right there with him, and that's just a definition of teamwork.
Oh, absolutely. That is every man wanting the same goal. And we're up to the 29-yard line of Albert Gallatin with another 1st and 10. They keep methodically marching down the field here, and hopefully it's not all for nothing. We want to see them get in the end zone again. But we'll see what happens here as Albert Gallatin lines up for yet another 1st down. Man in motion's going to – not quite sure if that was a handoff or a keeper up the middle.
Yeah,
nonetheless, it gains a couple yards. Now, that was a handoff. That's Kirby up the middle.
And I think he got like 4 yards there, even though it didn't look like it was going anywhere.
Didn't look like much, but – Albert Gallatin's all about those short, choppy gains, it seems like this evening. 2nd and 5 from their 34-yard line. Clock rolling, 22 left in the first half. See what the Colonial offense could do. Hope they keep an eye on the time here. Still got a long way to go with not quite a lot of time left. Ball is snapped. Going to be another handoff for another minimal gain, but when you only have 5 to go on second down, not so bad.
Yep.
Malik Kirby once again.
And University has to be hoping that this clock just runs out. Because, I mean, how many points in this game have they had all the momentum? And
Oh,
it's just
my goodness.
gone.
A lot. I mean, you think it could easily be 14-0 University right now, considering how they pulled off to perfection that onside kick to begin the game and then to get stopped on your 1-yard line. I mean, you eliminate both of those, it's easily 14-0. But instead we have a 7-0 Albert Gallatin lead as the Colonials continue to try to march down the field here.
That's a good quarterback.
Another nice little gain there. Going to be an easy first down for Albert Gallatin as they keep on marching up the field, up to the 47-yard line.
Clock's going to have to be a concern. I mean, the Colonials still have, I think, 3 timeouts. So, I mean,
we have 3 timeouts as the clock continues to roll to 2 minutes. I mean, it's all good running the clock out. They do have the lead, and that's all fine and dandy, but you do prefer a little bit of a cushion.
I'll say you don't want to waste a good possession either.
No, of course not. I mean, you don't want to tire these guys out. As the University rush is fantastic on that play.
Tackle made by number 51, Daniel Henderson.
We got Henderson in the backfield.
We haven't seen that much tonight.
No, not too much from University. So they could be getting themselves fired up for the second half, since this game is incredibly manageable, as we have a 2nd and 15 from the Albert Gallatin 42-yard line. Tell you what, Tommy, minute and a half, we still have no stoppage.
I know.
Robinson rolls out. There's a man right on him, and he is brought down very quickly once again. University definitely fired up on defense after 2 fantastic stops.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a timeout here from the Colonials.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
I
think it's about time, as we're going to be looking at 3rd and 16.
And this University team's getting very aggressive now. They're definitely ramping up the heat, which could hurt them because the Colonials are known to take the outside and run with it.
It is true. It is true. I mean, if you're going to put that much, if you're going to invest that much on the inside, you definitely have to have a little bit on the outside as well. And we've seen Albert Gallatin run very successful with the toss plays to either side of the field this evening, so it could definitely be a concern. It's just finding a balance for University. Luckily, they only have a minute 21 here before they can go talk things over. Still in an incredibly manageable game, either side. Got some whistles. I think we're signaling we can get going again here. Minute 21 left in the first half. 3rd and 16 for Albert Gallatin from their own 41-yard line. Ball snap rolled out to the left. It's going to be a pass from Robinson. Oh, that is just a perfect pass.
There we go.
Perfect pass from Robinson.
Wow.
That is going to be effort on the reception deep down the left side. That is going to flip the field real quick.
Wow, that was a great throw.
That was a great throw, and he had a blanket on him. That was excellent defense, just a little bit better offense. And now, Tommy, you got a minute 9 rolling clock. 2 timeouts left. Minute rolling clock. See what happens here if we can get in the end zone real quick. The long ball's been working for Albert Gallatin as they have another toss to the right side. Running. Looks like he's going to step out of bounds. I believe that was Lang.
Forced out of bounds for number 30, Logan Rayburn.
49 seconds left, and the Colonials still have 2 timeouts as well, so a lot of time to do some work.
49 seconds is plenty of time. 2 timeouts is a lot. All they have to do is run out of bounds, but let's see how effectively they run this here. I hate to see that excellent pass go to waste. I tell you what, though, Tommy, I mean, the long ball is looking pretty good for Albert Gallatin. I'd take another shot.
And you wonder if maybe they were hiding that in the playbook a little bit until this game, since it's such a backyard brawl, I guess you can say.
Essentially. Albert Gallatin's going to hand the ball off. There's another throw through the middle of the field. Dylan Shea on the reception. 44 seconds left to go as Albert Gallatin has another first down.
He held on to that through that contact that was definitely heavy.
Oh, absolutely. That was a hard hit, and that was an excellent reception as we have a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Clock rolling. About 30 seconds to go. Albert Gallatin is going to put a man in motion, snap the ball, toss to the left. Going to weave up the field, and he's going to be down at the 5. Oh, Tommy, I think I could use one of those timeouts. I think that's what they're doing. Yep, here comes Coach Dindal out onto the field.
That was a good run by for Bricky.
Oh, excellent hole. So just like that, after the fantastic pass on 3rd down from Robinson, Albert Gallatin is going to have a 2nd and 1 from the University 6-yard line. Going to try to widen that deficit that they already have over the Hawks before going into the locker room because, Tommy, I mean, even if they do get another touchdown, 7-0 is anybody's game with 2 quarters to go by far.
And I just want to point this out, Robbie. This is the first game where you can feel the intensity on both sides. I mean, we're on the away side, so we could definitely see the fans' reactions, but I can only imagine what it's like over on the Colonial side.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a first game. I mean, we called that game last year against Collinsville where it was a close game, but this is a completely different environment.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, and that game against Connellsville, you reflect to that because that's a game that they actually were, both teams were very competitive. Both teams gave each other a chance.
But it wasn't good football.
As Robinson rolls out to the left side. He's going to get real close to that.
And you're down to 13 seconds.
Down to 13 seconds. He's going to get real close to that pylon. Almost made it in for the Colonials. 13.2 seconds, a 7-0 Albert Gallatin lead. See, looking like we're dropping the chains. So it's going to be a first down from the 4-yard line. 1 timeout. Sideline stops the clock if you can get to the sideline. 13 seconds to go, Tommy. This is going to be about a 5-minute drive that started at around the 16-yard line. What's that?
It started at the 1-yard line.
Oh, no, it did start at the 1-yard. I'm thinking the drive before as they run out to the right side, and Caleb Lang is in for the Albert Gallatin touchdown.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. Like we said, you totally got me. I was thinking the drive before when University got stopped up. That is a 99-yard drive from Albert Gallatin to get you down to 7 seconds left in the second quarter. 99 yards. You ask a couple guys from 7 to 10 years ago, they'd say 99-yard drive. Are you insane?
And something else just to keep in mind, there wasn't a penalty that helped catalyze that drive.
Absolutely, as we have a blocked field goal. But we do have a flag, so we'll see what happens if we're going to maybe re-kick or if the play stands. We'll see what happens. Albert Gallatin now has a 13-0 lead, trying to make it 14-0 with 7 seconds left in the first half. See what happens here. We have the kicking unit for Albert Gallatin still on the field. We have defense still on the field for University. Good. How are you?
Going to do the same thing.
And it looks like.
And the extra point remains no good. Your score.
Okay. So we're going to leave it no good.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No good. Yes.
7 seconds left in a half. And a reminder at halftime we will be crowning our.
I was just locked up trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure, and I feel like we saw them disband, so that was good enough for me.
Good enough for me. And there's the kicking team, like you mentioned, Tommy. If Albert Gallatin could do it right here, they might be able to waste all 7 seconds on this return, but we'll see what happens. That's a little bit of a risky move as the Colonials take a 13-0 lead over the University Hawks.
On school ground. Kicking off for the Colonials, number 10, Jason
It's our
Bowers.
first night with football weather instead of
First night with
baseball
football
weather.
I definitely agree with that.
Receive number 1, Jaden Hammock for University High.
So the penalty looks like it's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
That's what I'm seeing.
And you wonder why the Colonials wouldn't have tried to redo I don't know.
I don't know,
I'm
Tommy.
not going to guess.
Yeah, I don't know, Tommy. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens here. Can't be a long kickoff, though. We do boot it away. It's going to hit in the end zone, so University will have a little bit of a time to run a play here. Going to have to be a quick one, and they won't be able to tie at the half like they would have been a little while ago, right before Albert Gallatin scored once again. See what happens here before the half.
And we'll see how aggressive they are coming out, if they just kind of cut their losses, go in, and
regroup, because 13-0, that's a manageable game. See what happens here. Man in motion, McBee handoff, going to toss to the right, take a play out of Albert Gallatin's playbook. Nice little run to the right, and that'll do it.
Yep.
Want to see if they could get anything. A little conservative. See what happens. But that takes us to halftime, Tommy.
Yep.
So, score at the half. Albert Gallatin 13. University High is 0. We'll be back with Albert Gallatin Marching Band on AGTV Sports, on Fayette TV, channel 77, and at agtvsports.com.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
I'm Susan Nimoy. I was married to Leonard Nimoy. He had chronic breathing difficulties for as long as I knew him. He was afraid he'd die of lung cancer. He never thought it would be COPD. You always think you have more time than you do, and you really don't.
You can quit. For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
entitled The 2020 Experience, a selection of some of the biggest hits by artist Justin Timberlake. You just heard Suit and Tie, the first single on Timberlake's third album. Now get ready for the ever-popular Cry Me a River with a euphonium and flute duet by the Drum Majors. Our show closes with the Grammy-nominated hit, Mirrors.
That's what I thought. That's fine.
Albert Gallatin Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. C.J. Durso, assisted by Mr. Charles Gibson, auxiliary coordinator Mrs. Amber Hildock, and percussion instructor is Elizabeth Rockwell. The drum majors for this year are Nathaniel Gibson and Taylor Tubbs. Once again, give it up for the Albert Gallatin Marching Band.
Welcome back to York Run Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. As we get ready to take part in the second half, it is Albert Gallatin versus University. Albert Gallatin with a 13-0 lead going into the third quarter. I'm Rob Plakovich alongside Tommy Victor. Tommy, we saw a pretty intense first quarter as we are about 15 seconds away from getting the second half started.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 13-0 game, Colonials leading, but I'll be honest, I think it's been a pretty even match throughout. I mean, just a couple big plays that the Colonials were able to make that University wasn't, and I feel like that's been the definition of this game so far. Just a couple plays have decided a 13-point swing.
Now, you have Albert Gallatin holding the 13-0 lead currently going into the third quarter. Now, if you think back, the first play of the game was a onside kick by University. You know, you turn that around, that could be 7 points for University because they did recover that onside kick and get very close to the goal line. Then they, have another drive very close on the 1 yard line of Albert Gallatin. Very easily could be 14, 13, whatever it could be the other way. So definitely anybody's game, but it's definitely been a heck of a game to watch so far. Albert Gallatin going to go ahead and kick off to start the second half. University back deep to receive, and here we go. University going to let the low kickoff bounce all the way back to the third line. Going to return all the way up to about the 37-yard line. That was a heck of a return by University, but
we
might have a loose ball.
And it's going to be University.
Going to stick with University regardless if it was loose or not.
I was going to say, you don't see too many circumstances where the kicking team got the ball in the first half and the kicking team got the ball in the second half.
Absolutely.
It really doesn't happen.
To start both ways with turnovers would be something, but almost the case, but not quite. University's going to take the first snap of the third quarter. McBee's going to hand off up the left side. That's going to be a nice little run for University. Going to be close to a first down. See as soon as somebody comes back around who the carry was.
I think that was a run by number 30, Logan Raber, who's been plowing through this defense.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to say that was a run by Raber as well, though I heard the PA announcer say Colby Verano, who plays for Albert Gallatin, so a little hiccup there. But nonetheless, it's going to be 2nd and 1 for University. Ball is going to be snapped. Going to be a first down easy as he continues to go for another little burst of yardage.
Yeah, that's another good run by Raber, and he's the one thing I think the Colonials aren't 100% sure how to stop. It seems like when he's had the ball, he's gotten yards.
Oh, absolutely. And just to see University coming out of the locker room, and they're already, we'll call it 25 yards down the field. That's a heck of a nice little start for those guys.
Yep.
Sure, they didn't like what they heard coming out of the locker room as they toss to the left, and Raber is going to make something out of nothing as we do have a flag. Raber with a little toss off to the right side, cuts it back to the left, but is ultimately brought down.
I didn't see what that flag was, Robbie. Did you happen to catch what?
I did not see what that was about.
I saw a Colonial defender fall down, but it almost looked like it was on his own terms. It didn't look like he was touched. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought.
Oh.
Face mask against Albert Gallatin. Well, they can see it better than we can. I mean, it's just going to add to the University drive here a little bit.
And all this was set up by a nice return on that
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, especially when that ball bounced as much as it did to get that nice of a return. That's pretty solid work from the University return team. Let's see what the Hawks can do here. 1st and 10 from the Colonial 28-yard line, putting a nice little drive together. Still less than a minute into the third quarter as we have a wide-open pass that is going to end up being dropped. We had an open receiver for the Hawks right across the middle of the field. Nice little slant pattern.
He had perfect position,
He had great position. The ball was in his hands, but just couldn't fall through. So nice little break for Albert Gallatin. Little setback for University. So they're going to keep up with the keep up with the 10 yards. Going to be 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Let's see what happens here as McBee takes the snap, puts a man in motion. Going to be a little handoff to the fullback that Albert Gallatin is going to sniff out very quickly.
Carrying the ball ahead, number 30, Logan Raber. Tackle made by number 21, James Marvin.
Raber is one busy man for the University Hawks.
He is, especially in this second half. I feel like he's definitely taking a little bit of this game into his hands.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, if you listen in the first half, it was nothing but run by Raber for the most part on offense, and it was brought down by Raber on defense.
He's doing it all.
He's doing it all. 3rd and 10 from the 28-yard line. University going to try to convert, keep the drive alive. It's going to be a quick handoff once again, and just like before, sniffed out quickly.
Yep. Forces a 4th down, and we're going to say probably 10, maybe 9, but 4th and long.
4th and long for sure. Raber once again with the handoff, not going anywhere on that drive, however. But let's see what University plans to do here. We did see him punt earlier, but you also weren't down 13-0 from the Colonial 29-yard line.
I think field position is going to play a big thing too here. You're on the 30. I mean, why not go for it?
Hey, you got nothing to lose at this point. Nothing to lose and a lot to gain, so. McBee snaps the ball. He's going to toss it right down the right side of the field. It's going to be played by the defender from Albert Gallatin, and that's going to be a Colonial interception.
Wow. Wow.
Intercepting on the play, number 3.
That was nice.
That was excellent defense, just excellent defense.
And I'll have first.
Definitely sniffed out from the get-go that the ball was a tad underthrown. He stopped and waited for it.
You have to give credit to that wide receiver, too. He came back to that ball, and he put up a good fight.
He did put up a good fight, but just a little too late on that one as Albert Gallatin's going to take over on their 9-yard line. First and 10.
I think that was Efford. Is that who it was that had the interception?
You know what, Tommy? I did not get to look. Checking my papers here. Yeah, I am not sure, to be honest with you. Whoever it was.
It was a great read.
It was a great read as Albert Gallatin gets their drive started. See what happens here. Very minimal gain to the right side. Could be QB keeper.
Gain of 5 on the play. He's at second down and 5.
Gain of 5 on first down. Not too bad after we hear the official
it's just,
spot.
It seems like they're not getting any yards, and I don't know if it's our angle, it's our.
I'm not sure what it is, but I know I've said second and 5 a heck of a lot this evening.
Especially when we said a minimum gain at first.
I mean, it really does only look like 2 or 3 yards, but 5 yards is a nice little chunk of yardage on first down. Now you get second and manageable, play around a little bit. Second and short, you can do about anything if you want to. As Robinson's going to roll out to the right, whip the ball down the field. Not going to be quite on target with that pass as it goes incomplete to the right side.
That was a safe throwaway, though. I mean, if you don't have options, you don't want to create a turnover. That's
not a big deal on that one. Gave him a little bit of a shot, but he gave only Dylan Shea, the intended receiver, a chance to catch the ball. He gave nobody else a chance. So if it hits the ground, it hits the ground. In that scenario, Albert Gallatin's going to come out from a 3rd and 5 from their own 14-yard line. Definitely want to dig out of their own territory here a little bit. Don't want to give University too many chances because they will capitalize. Albert Gallatin snaps the ball. Going to be a toss to the left.
Uh-oh.
Fabricki's nearly brought down in his own end zone, but he does manage to get out. So Albert Gallatin's going to lose quite a few yards on that play.
That's going to hurt.
That is really not going to be a good one. Now you got a punt out of the back of your end zone, so University might be in luck here.
And that was an option play that they actually pitched on. We haven't seen that much.
Yeah, that was tough to fall. I mean, it ended up being that toss, but I think I think 2 or 3 guys touched the ball there. Now we got Albert Gallatin punting from the back of their end zone.
This is going to be a big moment.
This is definitely big. It's 4th and 14 from the 5-yard line of Albert Gallatin. You want to get this ball about midfield as the ball is almost dropped out of the back of the end zone. Decent little punt. University's going to have a big opportunity to return. There's a big return down to the right side of the field. University's going to have some excellent position to get this drive started, a little bit of spark of what they needed. That is Hammock on the return.
Yeah, great return. And Colonial defense has to do it again.
They got to do it again. I say their offense is putting up not quite as much as they have been recently, but their defense is taking the test.
I'll say when your defense plays this well, you can get away with a average.
Oh, absolutely.
Showing.
Absolutely. As University puts a man in motion. We see another quarterback in the mix for University as he continues to get sacked. It is now Chase Edwards taking the snap for the Hawks.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where.
I see McBee. He's about right in front of us here by the training table.
Yeah, yep. Maybe a little shaken up. Maybe just needs a break. I mean,
could need a break. He's put a lot of work in this evening. And, a pick will get in anybody's head, so he just might need to breathe a little bit.
Yep. He's taking a lot of hits as well.
He is taking a lot of hits as another quarterback remains in for the Hawks. Going to be snapped off to the left side, rolling out, looking for that option play. Held it perfect amount of time.
That was perfectly timed.
Held it the perfect amount of time. Didn't amount to a ton, but definitely a smart option play.
And that was impressive because there was nothing the defense could have done there.
No,
I mean, they were patient.
Not.
They held back, but there's only so much you could do.
Absolutely, as we have an injured University Hawk on the far sideline after the play is over. They'll let him get 10-2 here. 13-0 remains the score. Albert Gallatin leads. 7:06 left in the third quarter as we cruise through that. It's been a fairly quick game, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of delay, really. This is the first injury we've had so far, which thankfully, I mean, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, I mean, the game's moving really well. And I think that's just a testament to when you have close games, it's not as choppy just because you're in that rhythm.
Absolutely. You're more in the rhythm, and then, of course, you are not committing penalties. Like you said, not too many injuries as the injured player from University jogs off under his own power, so it's always fantastic to see. Hopefully he gets 10-2 and he is all good. Going to step off for hopefully a couple plays here. Look like Barner is the injured player for University, so by the way he's looking on the sideline that's closest to us, he's looking all right. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that as University now faces a 3rd and 9 from the Colonial 17-yard line. Like you said, Tommy, let's see if Albert Gallatin can do it again as University runs it up the middle.
Wow.
On 3rd down. Albert Gallatin does it again. University just has nowhere to go.
And I think what's frustrating for University is they have moved the ball.
Oh, they absolutely have moved the ball. They can move the ball sideline or goal line to goal line, it seems like, but when they get there, they just can't do anything with it. I mean, we've seen them on the 1-yard line. They can't do anything with it. That's the closest you can get without getting there. Looks like University's going to go for it on a 4th and 7 from the Albert Gallatin 15-yard line. Ball is snapped. Edwards going to toss the ball. Looks like it was caught. Just depends on the spot.
Incomplete.
Oh, is it incomplete?
Yeah, it was weird because it looked like it was caught.
That's the second one that it was a little questionable from University, but if it was not caught, that means it's Albert Gallatin ball. 1st and 10 with a 13-0 lead. 6:24 left in the first quarter from the Albert Gallatin 15-yard line.
And what the folks at home have to realize, that is like the hardest spot for us to see from
it absolutely
from
is. We are right about on the 45-yard line, the left side of 45 from what everybody's seeing. So it is the complete opposite of the field. So I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it if we call a little bit off. But Albert Gallatin takes over after University fails to convert on the 4th down. We have who I think is Fabricki running up the right side of the field with the ball. Going to have a nice hefty run on 1st down. Going to give Albert Gallatin another 1st down.
Anthony outside number 2, Bruno Fabricki. Tackleman number 7, Donald Randall.
See what happens here. Albert Gallatin continues to control the game despite University moving the ball fairly well.
I'll say University, they've had their chances. It just seems like every moment it seems like the Colonials are going to, they're giving them a chance to score. It's just the Colonials shut them down.
They get there about every time, and they just cannot cap it off. Robinson put a man in motion as he does most plays. Going to be a toss to the right side. I believe that's Lang heading over to the right sideline. Going to be minimal. But we're looking, I mean, it's getting to be late in the third quarter here with 5:45 to go. I mean, you're talking about, running out the clock situation now.
Yeah, I mean, now it becomes we don't want to get points, we want to burn clock.
Absolutely.
26-yard line.
But we'll take points if we can get it.
Of course. Of course. You never want to stop getting points. However, if we can run the clock out here with a 13-0 lead, that's just as satisfactory as Robinson's going to hand the ball off to the right side. Bit of a draw, halfback draw. That's going to be Verano for Albert Gallatin. Now we got a 3rd down coming for Albert Gallatin. Let's see what Albert Gallatin can do on a 3rd and 5 from their own 32-yard line. Definitely better than what it was last time, having to punt out of their own end zone. Worst comes to worst here. They snap, toss to the left side. He's got a man blocking. He's going to stumble, and he's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be where they spot that. He may be a little short.
He's going to be close. I don't think he quite made it.
Good effort, though.
Excellent effort. If you had 2 guys blocking, there was 3 defenders.
Yep.
Excellent play by University on defense to go for the shoestring tackle.
Oh, and University a
boy.
little thrown off guard here. They may have to burn timeout.
And we're going to have a flag.
Oh, false
start on Albert Gallatin. You know what they were trying to do, Tommy? They were looking to draw University offsides to gain that first down since they only had 3 yards to go. 5 yards would have been the amount of the penalty, so an easy first down, but Albert Gallatin not able to capitalize on their own trick.
And it looks like
kind of fooled themselves there a little bit.
Yep, Colonials are going to punt, or at least go in punt formation.
Yeah, definitely going to have to try something now that it's a 4th and 8.
Especially in that spot of the field. You don't want to give up a short field. I mean, your defense is playing lights out, but you don't want to have to keep asking them to do that.
No. I mean, they say defense wins championships, but, geez, give these guys a break
Yeah.
after what they've been through this evening.
Oh, wait, we have some motion, Robbie.
We see what happens here.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a fake.
Wow.
That worked. It did not work at all.
No,
it was a fake for Albert Gallatin.
Yeah.
It was not a fake for University.
I don't know what that was all about. I mean, I like the call to go for it, but
like we said, the defense is playing well, but not a situation I would have asked the defense to be in at this point.
Me personally, I don't know about you, but if I was the Colonials, my offense seems to always get yardage when it needs it.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's hard for NFL teams to execute a fake punt, let alone a high school team. I mean, that's just what it boils down to.
Oh, of course. I mean, University protected that to a T as the Colonial defense shows up once again. Going to get another sack off of, I believe we're looking at Edwards. Yes, we are looking at Edwards at quarterback for another drive here for University.
And just like that, the Colonial defense helps out its cause.
I mean, we have to be looking at around, I'd say 4 or 5 sacks
easily,
at this point. Yeah. I'd be more comfortable with 5, I think.
I'd like to see the breakdown of where University has started all of their drives tonight. Because it has to be it has to be within the 45-yard line every time, or close to it.
Yeah, I mean, even the first play of the game is Edwards is going to have the keeper scamper through. He's looking clear till that hole closed.
Yep.
Just in time.
And on the keeper, number 2,
I still see McBee standing on the sideline, which hopefully he's okay, not injured, but it's surprising to see he is standing. He's not.
I don't know if it's a benching scenario.
I'm not sure he's
or
not being worked on or anything to that extent. He's just there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
University puts the man in motion, hands off up the middle. We'll see. And University's going to get their first score of the game.
That's Raber.
Raber definitely is deserving of that score after the work that he has done this evening. So Raber is in for the University Hawks as the Hawks get on the board for the first time with 3:08 left in the third quarter. See if they can get an extra point. Right now it's 13-6 Albert Gallatin. Now, like we talked about, Tommy, you give them good field position enough times. Now
they're eventually going to score, yeah.
They're now in the end zone here, so.
And that's not on the defense there. I mean, you can't play shutout football when it looks like you got a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's definitely a 2-point conversion. Looks like they're going to call it off. Looks like it was an unsuccessful 2-point conversion try. Like we said, we're here in the booze. We are on the University sideline, so.
But anyway, back to my point. You can't shut out a team when they're starting basically in their red zone half of their possessions. I mean, you can't expect your defense to play that well.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's just you can't put the blame on too many people, but that's you can't have that.
No.
That's not. I mean, you get to the point then whenever you could have had the ball, say, around the 50-yard line, even if you had like a 20-yard punt, that's a lot more manageable than where the University offense started for the Colonials. So hopefully now they've learned, they lucked out on having that 2-point conversion waived off. So Albert Gallatin's going to receive the ball with a 13-6 lead with 3:08 left in the third quarter, I'm sorry.
Kicking off will be number 44, Seth Combs.
See if Albert Gallatin can answer what University just put on the board. Going to be a short, high kickoff. Ball's going to bounce little bit of looked like a couple guys said you take it.
Yeah, it was almost like nobody wanted to claim it. So,
but they are able to return the ball to about the 35-yard line, which is good enough whenever it looked a little questionable there to start.
Yeah, I mean, and especially on a kickoff. I mean, you're not protected like when you have a punt. I mean, that ball could have bounced a million
absolutely.
Different directions.
Yeah,
and it's
you
a
don't.
live ball.
I mean, it drops. You don't know where it's going. I've been in that position one too many times where it goes towards you, which is great, and you fall on it, but it also goes away from you, and then you're that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. It's not fun as Robinson takes it up the right side for Albert Gallatin.
And the keeper, number 4, Tristan Robinson. At Harvard, number 7, Donald Randall.
Going to have, this time I think it is a minimum game of about 3 yards. That's what I was going to say. PA announcer beat me to it. Clock's rolling here in the third quarter. Albert Gallatin's going to take the ball. 2nd and 7 from their own 38-yard line. Let's see what happens. Robinson going under center. I don't think Robinson does the shotgun situation too much as he goes to his right side. It's going to be a quick handoff. It's going to be a Colonial first down, I'm thinking.
For some tough yards, number 14, Malik Kirby.
Yeah, Malik Kirby getting Albert Gallatin another first down. And like we said a couple games ago, I don't quite remember who they were playing, Tommy, but I think Kirby had about 200 rushing yards.
Yeah,
so
he's just relentless.
Absolutely. He is no stranger to running the ball, and he's definitely answering the call.
On the 46-yard line of Albert Gallatin. 2:06 left in a quarter.
Albert Gallatin with another first down, chewing that clock now that the game is just a one-score deficit. Robinson going out to the right side, running the ball up the field, and he's going to head towards his end zone, get knocked out of bounds.
There's a flag there, so we'll see what.
Is there a flag?
Yeah.
Great call, Tommy. See what this flag's all about, see who it's on, and keep it moving. Got to have the little meeting here before we can figure anything out. Thinking it's going to be on Albert Gallatin here, just the way the referee is acting. And it is. Oh, and it is a heck of a penalty. Not quite sure what the penalty was.
Illegal block against the Colonials.
Illegal block.
15 yards.
15 yards, so
that hurts.
Good to get first down here, but long ways to go.
About the 33-yard line of the Colonials.
Instead of starting at, I believe they're starting at the 38-yard line, had a really nice gain. Now they're back to their own 33-yard line for a 1st and 23. Have a little bit of a gain on first down there.
You have to start somewhere, I guess.
Got to start somewhere. First down. First down as long as you get something off here.
14, Malik Kirby. Tackle made by number 30, Logan Rayburn.
See what happens here. University's in a good spot to get the ball back here if they can hold Albert Gallatin. They can hold them 16 yards here on 2nd down. See what they can do. Like we said, it's down to a 7-point game. Man in motion for Albert Gallatin. Going to be a quick handoff. He is met immediately.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden it is going to be 3rd down and right around 16.
You could definitely feel the momentum's changing.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely coming back to the Hawks. It's definitely coming back to the Hawks, and you don't want to let them get it too late. And it's getting there.
3rd down at 13 for Albert
See what happens here as we roll to about 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd and 14 for Albert Gallatin on their own 42-yard line. 20 seconds and counting. We'll see if they get a play off here. 3rd down. Probably going to have to see Robinson air it out a little bit here, but we'll see what happens as he rolls out to his left side. He whips the ball down the field to a wide.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Open for Bricky, and they are not going to give it to him, I don't think. Now, Tommy, unlike a lot of things, that was right in front of us, and
I thought he was a lot closer there.
I thought that he was a little bit closer on that one. That is not a generous spot, in my opinion. But
and a long one for the Colonials.
Albert Gallatin goes from a 1st and 23 to a 4th and 1 here. They've broken the University side of the field after the nice reception by Fabricki.
And Fabricki looks a little shaken up.
I do see that he did land. He took a hard fall. He had to dive for that ball. Did catch it, but
I can't believe that spot, honestly.
No,
because that was right in front of us.
I'm pretty sure it was a little bit farther, but here we are once again. So now that the third quarter is over, we're looking at a 13-6 Albert Gallatin lead here at York Run Stadium. Going to be 4th and 1 whenever we get rolling again from the 45-yard line of the University Hawks. We'll see what happens here now. I don't know, Tommy. I don't know what I want to do in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because it is a one-score game, so it's almost.
It is a one-score game, but you did have a heck of a play, and it's only 1 yard. You are at least on the Hawks side of the field as opposed to being at your own 30-something yard line.
And it looks like they are going to go for it. Rightfully so. I mean, I can't see a punt helping you out a ton just because.
No, not quite. I mean, the best thing to do is give you a long field, but at the same time, it could easily be returned. A lot of things could happen, but we'll see what happens here. 4th and 1 from the University 45-yard line. Big play for Albert Gallatin. Robinson going to get under center. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fall forward, and Robinson easily has the first down.
Good for a Colonial first down.
And that's big.
That is the biggest, shortest run you'll see all game. To this point, I'll say. It's not over till it's over, but that is a big deal.
Well, especially in the fourth quarter, now you can eat away at that clock. You have room to where, you can still run through your offense, but you have a little bit of space where you can run the clock down a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy, if you get stopped on fourth down, rather, if you got to punt it, if you got to do whatever, you never want to give the ball back after you just came from 1st and 23 to 4th and 1.
Yeah. Especially after that big pass. I mean, that was
a
big play there. I was, 15 yards, 16 yards.
Hey, it was big enough.
Yep.
It's going to be 2nd down and 9 for Albert Gallatin, 42-yard line of the University Hawks. Getting to the final minutes here as we remain close. 11 minutes to go in the game. Robinson's going to take a snap. Going to be tossed to the right side and right out of bounds by Lang. That's going to be nice pressure to that right side. They read that really well for a minimal gain.
Now it's going to be, as soon as they change it, 3rd down.
It's looking like a 3rd, and we're going to stick with the 9. 3rd down and 9 from the University 42-yard line.
And that stopped the clock, so that's just something to keep in mind.
That is true. We have an updated 3rd down and 10 now. That's a little more what I was thinking. Fabricki back in the game as he goes into motion. He's going to take the toss to the left side. He's going to cut up the field, cut up towards the middle, and
I don't think he got it.
No, I don't think he quite got it. I think the yard to gain was around the 35, and he's standing back up at about the 38 of University. Here we go again. Not quite as close, but we're looking at a 4th and 5. Clock is running. Ball on the University 38-yard line. See what we can do here. Albert Gallatin getting ready to come to the line. See if they can pull it off again, Tommy. Just a little bit of a chess match at this point.
I was going to say, and the point is, you ran your play that usually gets you a first down, so now what?
Well, we'll see what happens as Robinson drops back for the pass, and it's going to be caught. Looks like it was held on to. I see University player saying no, but
that was Dylan Shea.
Dylan Shea comes up with the reception for yet another Albert Gallatin first down.
And he's holding on in traffic. I mean, it's really impressive. He's taken 2 hits across the middle.
Oh,
I thought the ball was going to come out.
That's what, you say it's caught, but does he come down with it is the question.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, though, every time University holds Albert Gallatin to a 4th down, and every time Albert Gallatin converts, that takes a shot to your confidence. That takes a shot to how they want to run the rest of this game.
It's just deflating.
And it takes a nice dent off of the scoreboard because now it's already almost been a minute since they just started that 4th down play.
Yeah, I mean, that hurts. I mean, especially when you play your defense well to where you're putting them in 4th and 3. It's not the previous 4th down. It was 4th and 1, but 4th and 3. I mean, you're thinking you have a chance there, and to come up short 2 times now, it's tough to bounce back.
And whenever you visibly see that Albert Gallatin, you leave their quarterback, linemen, receivers, all that stuff on the field, you think you get the stop. Well, you're not going to be stuck on your own goal line if you field that punt. You're going to be, in the driver's seat once again with, a 1-score game here as Albert Gallatin fumbles the ball, but it appears to be recovered as long as he came down cleanly with that.
That could have been very costly.
Anything is costly at this point in the game for either side. And I'll tell you what, Tom, it's a season of first still because when was the last time Albert Gallatin was managing a close game with the lead?
Yeah, I mean,
every game this year so far has either been a multiple score game for the Colonials, or like we said earlier, they dropped I think a 3-score game or so to Allegheny out in Maryland last week. But it's very different kind of management. Albert Gallatin's going to take the 3rd and 10 from the University 30-yard line. Going to be a toss to the left side for Brick. He cuts up to the left. He's going to shoot up the sideline. Looks like he's going to be brought down around the 12-yard line. And I see the chains already moving before the referee has anything to say about it. So it's going to be another Colonial first down.
And another run to the outside that just gives energy to the Colonials.
Just absolutely killing the University sideline to sideline. And yet again, Tom, you hold them to a 3rd down. 4th down is obviously a lot more critical, but you're held to a 3rd down, and University gives up yet another play, another gain. Albert Gallatin's going to take the 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line of the Hawks. See what happens here. Robinson snaps the ball. Going to be quick handoff to the left, a little bit of a draw play. Gain a couple yards to the left side.
And carried away hit for the tough yards. Number 14, Malik Kirby, tackling number 30, Logan
We'll see where the spot is. 5 yards.
Hey, once again, 2nd and 5. Here we go with a 2nd and 5. And I'll tell you what, 2nd and 5s, they've been doing well with them.
2nd down and 5 for the Colonials.
Yeah, if there's one thing we've learned, it's if you can get 2nd and 5, you're going to be in pretty decent shape for the drive.
Sure as heck seems like it. Hey, if you get some 4th downs in there, we're still cruising.
Yep.
It's been 40 yards now since their 4th down.
And more importantly, the clock. It's down to 7 minutes already.
Absolutely. I mean, Albert Gallatin has almost taken half of the quarter. Another minute or two here is the Hawks are going to blow the Albert Gallatin offensive snap up in the backfield. Tommy, I'd say another minute and a half here. That'd be about half of the quarter that Albert Gallatin taken, seeing as the University had a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of holding on to the ball, which we touched on earlier. It wasn't – they normally don't hold the ball a long time, but now they're doing it, and what better time to do it than the 4th quarter with a lead.
Now it's time. Even if you didn't want to do it, it's time. Robinson going to stand back up, check out what he has. Going to go back under center, put man in motion, and he's going to be blown up once again in the backfield. And I think the ball was out, and University easily has that ball.
That's Raber with it.
That's what I thought. That is what I thought. Going to be a fumble by Verano, a recovery by Raber for the University Hawks. So, positive for Albert Gallatin. They drive the ball the whole way down the field. Negative.
You give the
they
ball
give the
up.
ball away.
Yep.
Not something you want to do with 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter in a 1-score game. However, your defense is playing well, so let's see what happens.
And now time is not in your favor.
Let's see what the Hawks can do with the low time left in the quarter. 13-6 Colonial lead with 6:09 left. We have a pass going to go to the right side. It's easily going to be called in.
That was a great back shoulder pass there.
Absolutely, and it's still Edwards in the game for the Hawks. That was a great pass by Edwards and a great reception with the guy on his back.
It's surprising the cornerback didn't read on that because he stared that wide receiver down for about 15 yards.
He definitely did. I mean, he was in the vicinity, but you would hope to see a little bit of a better reaction from that one as University hands the ball off to the left side. It's going to be a run. Nice little yardage gain. I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to make it hard to not let Logan Raber be the player of the game, despite the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, he's really done it
all over the field.
7 on the play brings up 2nd down and 3 for the Hawks.
All over the field on both sides. He accounted for the one University touchdown. He accounted for a fumble recovery as the Hawks are going to have 2nd and 3 from the 39-yard line. Going to be a handoff to the right side. Going to cut back left. Going to be dropped on the ground pretty quickly. It's going to make it. Well, let's see what we got. A little bit of a whistle here. We'll see what happens. I'm going to say he was very close to first down yardage, but we do have a flag. Albert Gallatin is pointing towards University, but of course you would do that.
Yeah. You normally don't point the finger to yourself. So.
No, of course not. It is a penalty on the Hawks, so that's going to back them up a little bit. Let's see how far. We went from a 2nd and 3 on the – we went from a 2nd and 3 on the University 39-yard line. University will now take the ball 2nd, and it'll end up being 8 from their own 34-yard line. See what the Hawks are going to end up doing. Ooh, a little bit of miscommunication looked like in the backfield, but that's okay because Edwards scrambles.
Say Edwards made the best of that one.
He absolutely did. That looked like a bit of a miscommunication. He went to either fake or hand off, and nobody was there to do either. But it worked. Great reaction and picking up a couple yards that they would have given up. So University has it back to a 3rd and 4 on their 39-yard line. Clock's running about 4.5 minutes left in the game. Albert Gallatin holding on to that slim 7-point lead. Edwards back to pass, and that's going to be a heck of a catch. From University, the ball is out, but University does dive on the ball. That was a great catch by Drew Burton of the Hawks.
And I just want to point out number 70, I believe, for the Colonials. I'm trying to look at my roster.
Number 70 would be
Braxton Turner. Not
yes.
a surprising one. He pushed the offensive lineman almost back into the quarterback. I don't know if you saw
No,
that.
I did not catch that one. I would have liked to seen that, but see what happens here. Snapped. Edwards is going to fake it. He's going to fall back, and that was a tie ball game if he completes that. If he can complete on that, just a tad overthrown, but we are close to a tie ball game.
And passing complete.
So that's going to give University a 2nd and 10 since the Hawks were able to convert and make it a first down here.
With 4 minutes left, this is kind of the Hawks' last real chance, it seems like.
Without a mistake by the Colonials again, this is going to be a big possession.
Big face mask.
That is a huge face mask. He is celebrating, but that is a big face mask.
Yeah, that's going to be 15 right
That
there.
was good effort, but that was one heck of a face mask. That ought to elevate, like you said, Tommy, the Hawks 15 yards here. I'll give them another first down. Not the mistake that you wanted at this point in the game. And there we go. And the 15 on to the 40-yard line of the Colonials. The Hawks have broken into Colonial territory. 3:54 to go. It's a one-score game.
Here we go. We have a football game.
We didn't have one for a while, but here we go. University's going to snap the ball. Albert Gallatin's going to sniff that out very quickly. Raber. I'll tell you what, Tommy, I'm not sure what his total yardage would be, but Raber has to have, he's got to have at least 20 handoffs to him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he has to be pushing probably at least 75 yards. Because he
definitely has a nice little chunk, but it has been through bits and pieces. It has not been through, the bursts that we typically see.
He's paying the price for those yards.
He absolutely is as University goes for a 2nd and 8. It's going to be a QB keeper. Albert Gallatin sniffs that out quick, and they're back to the 50-yard line. No face mask on that call.
That's Braxton Turner there.
Braxton Turner, no face mask on that play.
In the backfield with number 70, Braxton Turner.
And here we go.
Let's see what they
Under
do. They give
3
him
minutes.
they give him a very generous spot. He brought him down at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
My word.
And that's surprising from a officiating crew that seems to let them play.
Yeah, that is surprising. I mean, he hit the ground at the 50-yard line, but here we go, 3rd and 15. University has the ball from the 45-yard line. Edwards going to drop back. That's going to be easily completed. It's going to be a missed tackle. Pushed out of bounds. About, say, 5 yards short. Oh, took out, I think, a trainer, somebody down on the University sideline, hoping she's okay. She's held back up, but might feel that one tomorrow.
And this is a big 4th down here. This is a game.
You have to go for it if you're University, and they're going to get up to the line quick, try to throw Albert Gallatin off a little bit. So here's a big part of the game with 2.5 minutes left. Edwards is back to drop. He's being chased to the left side. He's going to whip the ball down the field. It's going to be caught.
No, incomplete, but there is a flag.
There is a flag.
And did you see that pass protect by Nader there?
Oh, yes, I did see that one. We'll see what happens here. And another costly penalty by Albert Gallatin. I'm thinking it's going to be holding. Let's see what we have here. I could be wrong. See what we have.
Yeah, that block by Raber, that gave his quarterback a lot of time because it was collapsing quick. He took on 2 guys.
Oh, absolutely. And that is going to be a penalty on Albert Gallatin. They did signal towards Albert Gallatin. I'm not sure what we're doing here. Okay, there is the progression of the ball. So Albert Gallatin gives up the fumble. They give up a couple costly penalties.
Been over there.
They give up a couple costly penalties, and all of a sudden it's 1st and 10 Hawks as they hand off the ball to the right side. Raber's going to keep pushing forward with 2 minutes to go. It's going to be 2nd down for the Hawks.
And that was a Colonial run there. Get 5 yards early and work out of your offense.
Absolutely. So you're going to be at the 21-yard line, 2nd and 5 for University.
5 for the Hawks.
See what we can do here. Edwards remains in the game. He's got a wide open man on the right side. The defender did not turn, and that is going to be a touchdown catch. The defender let him have the ball.
And this away side is going crazy.
They are going nuts. They are now coming back, and we have an injury. We do have an injury on the field for University on the score, but defender saw it coming, never turned his back. He saw it coming, went to chase down the receiver, but never turned back around, so that's going to be an easy touchdown reception every time.
And that was a great throw by Edwards, too.
Oh, incredibly great throw. Like I said, that's going to be an easy touchdown every time. If you're trying to play your man and not the ball, it is what it is. So, with 1:41 left, and like we said, we're having an injured Hawk tended to. With 1:41 left in the 4th quarter, University has now made it a 1-point ball game. They now have the opportunity to either kick an extra point and tie it, or they can go for 2 and take the lead. We'll see what happens here as soon as get this gentleman tended to.
Well, while we have a little bit of time, Robbie, what do you think is going to be the play here? Do you think they're going to try to kick an extra point? Or?
I would say you got to kick the extra point here. I mean, sure, you've played fantastic the second half. University has just been lights out, and the end of the Albert Gallatin fumble, really gave them the opportunity along with all of the, penalties and whatnot. But at the same time, you didn't have that efficiency the whole game.
The only
it's just kind of a new confidence, if you will.
We don't know if they have a kicker. We don't know
that's
what their
also
kicking
true.
situation is.
That is also true. I mean, they did sorry, Tommy, I'm just checking out what who the injured player looks to be. It's going to be Henderson.
Yep.
For University as he's being helped off the field. That right leg not looking too good. But here comes University, and I see Edwards out on the field, Tommy, so
here we go.
It's going to be a timeout for Albert Gallatin. Get their bearings here.
Yeah, I think that was well spent.
I'd say so too. I mean, minute 41. Looks like University's going to be shooting for the lead here. Oh, and that's what it was, Tommy. I was trying to think back. It is true that University, we haven't seen a kicker because they did try to go for two, and it was eventually called off. So I'm going to say their kicking situation is a little up in the air, and I would expect to see the Hawks
go for two and
go
try
for
to
two
win this
here,
game.
see what happens. Colonials completely shut out in the second half so far. The University Hawks have put now 12 points on the board, looking for either one or two more to tie it or take the lead. We'll see what the Albert Gallatin defense can do with a minute 41 left. No time will run off the clock on here. This visitor sideline's getting fired up.
Yep, this could be the game here.
Let's see what we can do here. Edwards is going to remain in the game for University. Put a man in motion. Snap is back. Edwards remains. Edward has the ball. He's going to toss it. It's no good. The two-point conversion is no good. Albert Gallatin is going to hold on to the lead for a moment. We do have a flag once again.
And Robbie, it almost looked like he could have ran it in.
I'll tell you what, it was close. It's going to be a penalty on Albert Gallatin once again. They are completely shooting themselves in the... Oh, wait, no, I take that back. Is it on University?
And no flag on the play.
No flag on the play.
Wow.
No flag on the play. Albert Gallatin remains in the lead by 1 point.
Wow,
no flag. They wave it off.
Especially since there were two flags thrown on the play.
Were there two flags thrown? I didn't see the second
one. I don't know
one.
how. I don't know. That's why I'm not an official.
I'll tell you what, these. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not worthy of flags being thrown. These penalties. However, there's been some interesting ones.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's a big face mask, something like that. They definitely need to throw the flag, but no penalty as a team is attempting to take the lead with a minute 41 left in the fourth quarter. Albert Gallatin hangs on to that slim now 1 point lead.
And there's a huge difference from a no call and a picked up flag.
Oh, I'll tell you that.
And I'm surprised there wasn't a louder reaction on University's
I mean, the air
sideline.
just kind of got let out over here. I'll tell you that. I mean, everybody was ready to roll, and then suddenly saw the flag and got even more excited, and then they took the flag away. Let's see what University can do. They're going to kick the ball off. I was going to say it's almost certain to be an onside kick, and it looks like University.
Wow.
Let's see what we got here from the official call. Is it a University ball? It sure as heck looks like it. It is going to be University football. Now we have yet another pause.
This is an emotional roller coaster here.
Now we have another pause.
Wow.
Wait.
This is bad.
Well, they definitely made a call. Let's see here. I think it's Albert Gallatin ball. I hate to say I think so many times, but
this is just
it's hard to keep track these last couple sequences.
Yeah, we've seen a lot this game.
It has been a ride for both sides. From 13-0 at the half to 13-12 in the fourth quarter, you get a 2-point conversion. You get two 2-point conversions called back if you're University. Now the onside kick that I had every reason to believe was the Hawks' possession, and now it's suddenly Albert Gallatin ball.
And I was wondering what reaction would have been worse. I think the University sideline not happy with the call.
Yeah, they are not happy, and I don't blame them as we see a toss play to the right side by Albert Gallatin. Lang's going to cut up the sideline, going to hang on to that ball, and it's loose.
Oh,
but a Colonial does fall on it. I saw that defender for University going right for that arm. And I thought, it's coming out.
Wow, this game is a nail-biter.
He went right for that arm. You could see it coming. Luckily, Albert Gallatin does fall on the play.
We do have an injured player on the field.
Got another injury. I can't see. They're actually huddled right in front of him. Cannot see if it's an Albert Gallatin Colonial or University Hawk.
I think that's a University Hawk.
Yeah, I do see the gold.
Yep.
I do see the gold accents on the uniform. See his gold cleats here, so we'll take a moment. Hopefully he can jump right up like most of the other guys have. What a game, though, Tom. This has been something else.
I mean, just when you think it's over.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the way Albert Gallatin was playing in the first half, you think it was over, and I think they also thought that they went into the locker room thinking, okay, 13-0, you know, we're beating these guys down pretty good on defense. Their offense hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. However, that's what happens whenever, you know, you get into these kind of situations. You think the game is yours, and all of a sudden University's got a chance here.
And what's funny is the Colonials really haven't played bad. It's just like it's a complete opposite of the first half. The first half, the Hawks just couldn't get the plays to go their way. Where it seems like now the Colonials' offense has been moving the ball decent, but they just can't get those plays to go their way, those jump balls.
Oh,
so
absolutely. Yeah, they've just been shooting themselves in the foot after they made everything go right in the first half as this player for University remains on the ground. I can see what would be his left foot moving.
Which is a good sign.
Yeah, you always want movement. I mean, there is just a lot of attention for him, and hate to see that.
And I don't know. I couldn't see what happened.
No, I quite honestly, I was focused on Albert Gallatin Lang running the ball up the field, just trying to, you know, pass off what's going on. And I don't know if it was, you know, sometimes you get a rogue block or if he hit him the wrong way or something. I do see both of his feet moving. His left one, he continues to bounce his left foot. I have seen the right one moving a little bit as well.
And the thing is, on a play like that where you have the fumble, everybody's trying to move different ways. The flow of the game is just jammed. I mean,
you don't know what's going to happen, and as the trainers run back and forth here. It is unfortunately football. That does happen. Really hope that he is going to be all right here. Like I said, I could not see what
I can't
quite
see.
happened. I think it was a little bit outside of the play, but we will see here, everybody.
I can't tell if it's an arm, maybe.
Nah, it's all I can see is his legs sticking out of that huddle of bodies around him. He said he continues to move that left leg. Got a lot of people down there. Looks like trainers, coaches. We got, I believe, the athletic director from Albert Gallatin's over here now. Saw somebody run in from the sideline. I'm not sure if that's a parent or something, which is absolutely somebody you'd like to have down there with you. So.
And you always worry. I mean, it's been probably going on, what, about 4 minutes?
It's been
4 or 5 minutes.
He's been down for a little while now.
And, I mean, we can't see what's happening.
No. I mean, it's in the best hands. Another trainer running over. The right people are down there. It's just a matter of making sure he is all right no matter what happens here. Yeah, Tommy, it's definitely been a little while here since.
Looks like they're going to try to get him up.
Okay, he is up. He is up. He's favoring, looks like his right side arm.
Yep.
I can't quite see. Looks like he has Pax or something on there, his right side arm area.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. Hopefully he is okay. We're definitely going to be thinking about that one. Play's going to resume here after that break, though. It's going to be Donald Brandell as the injured Hawk. Definitely going to be hoping he is A-OK. Albert Gallatin's going to take over, 2nd and 6. As So we're going to have another whistle here. It's going to be a University timeout. You definitely hard to get your head back in the game here once something like this happens.
I feel like you almost have to pause, reset, and just
definitely hard
yourself.
Definitely hard to keep your head in the game after you see. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, of course, it would hit harder, I would think, with University, but never want to see anybody go down like that for an extended period of time, no matter what the issue is.
And a good sign is that they haven't fired up the ambulance, at least it looks like. So.
No, I did glance down there, and we can see it from our vantage point. It is not there's no kind of activity going on over there, so that's definitely a positive. He does have University, I noticed, during warm-ups they did bring trainers and whatnot, so they are definitely looking him over. Yes, they're well-equipped. I'm sure he'll get the attention he needs. We're going to start back up here, 2nd and 6 from the Hawk 45-yard line. Albert Gallatin has a 13-12 lead over University, and we have yet another whistle.
I think that's going to be against the Hawks.
Not quite sure. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that was definitely on the Hawks. So that 2nd and 6 should end up being. Yeah, okay. Referee has the ball spotted up. It's going to be a 2nd and 1 now from the University High 40-yard line.
2 timeouts for each team, just to keep in mind.
Yeah, and University's definitely going to, I'm sure they're going to burn them with with a 1-point deficit here. Believe it's going to be a Robinson keeper.
And they're not calling the whistle. It's really something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's getting a little off the rails at the end here, and it's not the game.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are responsible for the game, but it is safety at a certain point, and to get in those scrubs like that,
you're asking for somebody to get hurt.
Let make the contact. You see that the play's pretty much dead. Wave it off. That's it. And we've had our fair share of injuries in this one, unfortunately, which it's never a good thing, but it has happened, and you just don't want to contribute to anything else to that. Going to have a minute 13 to go here. Albert Gallatin just got a 1st and 10. University has taken the first of their 2 timeouts remaining. That is what our little stoppage of play is here. It's going to be on the University 37-yard line. Tommy, you would think if Colonials can get another 1 or 2 first downs here, that would be enough to do it.
Well,
force a score.
I would say even really 2 more solid plays of even like
2
3
more.
or 4
Yeah, I mean 2
yards
more solid plays if University wants to burn that timeout would do it. We'll see what happens here. I think Albert Gallatin's lined up in the victory formation. Robinson's going to take a knee. University is immediately going to use the last of their timeouts.
And that should.
So
I don't know what the play clock is in high school.
I'm not sure myself. Whenever I played, there was no play clock, but now that things have been different. There wasn't 6 classes in the WPIAL, and Albert Gallatin wasn't independent. Things have changed in the couple years since I was down there, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's a minute 7 left. Albert Gallatin has a 1-point lead. University can no longer stop the clock. The only way that the clock can be stopped is if a player goes out of bounds, an incomplete pass, which I would surely hope you're not running towards the sideline or throwing the ball in this scenario if you're Albert Gallatin, only if you're University. Well, let's see what the Colonials can do here. 2nd down, 11 yards to go. From the University 38-yard line, 1 minute, 7 seconds. They are in the V formation again.
I feel like they can easily take a knee. And
we'll see what happens. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. As we do have another knee here. Clock is going to run. Robinson with the knee once again. So, I mean, 3rd and it's going to end up being 3rd and 12 here, and 3rd and 13. From the University 40-yard line. We're ticking at 48 seconds to go. Albert Gallatin 13, University 12. No way to stop the clock now. I mean, Tommy, NFL's 40 seconds. Geez, we're at 38 now. Albert Gallatin should manage to pull this off here. As Robinson gets set to take the last knee, and there it is. And we're going to let the time expire here. There's 25 seconds left. But Albert Gallatin does hang on for the fourth victory, the season which gives Albert Gallatin their first non-losing season ever.
Wow.
It gives them, they're guaranteed 500 at this point. There's no way they can have a losing record. I mean, it's the first time that since Albert Gallatin's been Albert Gallatin. Like I said, Tri-Valley, all that stuff back in the past. It's a different story.
Yeah.
But we're 4-1 here.
I was saying that was a huge team win.
That was a huge team win. I mean, this needs to give them a bit of a wake-up call, though, that you can't walk into a halftime locker room thinking, okay, 13-0, our defense is playing well. You can't just say
you can't be content.
You can't be content. University played one heck of a game.
And I think this was kind of a wake-up call for the Colonials that you're not invincible. With that fake punt, you almost had a sense, well, our defense is just playing lights out. Well, stuff happens, and, I mean, it easily turned into a very, very close game.
Oh, absolutely, and it was hard fought for University. They come up a little bit short, but at the end of the day, your final score is Albert Gallatin 13, University Hawks 12. Both sides had a couple chances to make it a different story, but
ultimately, Colonials come out on top.
Here's the final, yeah. So, Tommy, I think we're about ready to sign it off. Like we just said, tonight's final score is Albert Gallatin 13 to University Hawks 12. I want to thank you for watching AGTV Sports on Channel 77, Fayette TV.